My phone remembers a trip I never take. My phone keeps a map of everywhere I go. I never switched it on. It turns out it was always on. I found the Thursdays by accident. I was hunting for a receipt, trying to remember which strip mall I had parked at. And the app has a feature that lays your history out as a timeline. Little dots for the places, gray lines for the driving in between. I scrolled back a few weeks, and there was a Thursday with a trip on it I did not recognize. 41 minutes of driving, 9:50 to 10:31 at night, out past the reservoir to an address I have never been to in my life. A glitch, I figured. Phones borrow each other's signals, ping the wrong tower, put you on the highway when you are home in bed, so I kept scrolling. There was another one the Thursday before, and the one before that. Same window, same road out, same address, every Thursday for 4 months. The oldest one on the timeline is the week after my father's funeral. I want to be honest that my first feeling was not fear, it was the feeling of being caught. That is the only word for it. The way you feel when someone hands you a photograph of yourself doing something you would swear you never did, and your first instinct is not to doubt the photo. It is to wonder what else they have. So I drove out there, in daylight on a Saturday with the sun high, because I am not stupid. The address is real. A small house, well kept, blue shutters, a wind chime made out of old spoons. There was a woman on the porch, older, maybe 70, and when I got out of the car she stood up and smiled at me like she had been sitting there specifically to wait for me. And she said, "You're early this week." I did not know her. I have never known her. She knew how I take my coffee. She knew I sit in the chair by the window and not on the couch. She said I always ask about the garden and then never remember what she tells me, and she laughed about it gently, the way you laugh about a habit in someone you love. I asked her what I do here on Thursdays. She went quiet. She said, "Mostly you just sit with me." "You come after she has fallen asleep," she said, and she tipped her head toward the house behind her, and I did not ask who she meant, because my mouth had gone dry and some old animal part of me did not want the answer said out loud. I drove home. I did not go back the next Thursday. I sat in my apartment with every light burning and watched the clock climb past 9:50, and I did not move. I swear to you, I did not move. My phone lay face up on the table the whole time, and I watched it the way you watch a sleeping dog you are not sure of. At 10:34, it buzzed. A little card slid up from the bottom of the screen, the friendly kind, the kind that believes it is helping. It said, "You've arrived." It said, "Welcome back." And under that, in gray, the way it always draws the trip home before you have driven it, the line was already there, curving back from her porch to my door. 41 minutes. It had me leaving her at 10:31, the same as every week, whether I went or not. The timeline does not believe I stayed home tonight. The timeline believes I am on my way back right now. And I keep watching the door, because the app is usually right about me, more right than I am, and I do not know which one of us is going to come through it.